Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week August 21st to August 27th, 2015. Our top news stories this week included: a new rumour circulates about George Miller directing a Superman movie, CBS releases an official description for the Supergirl pilot, and there's an update to the Superman homepage iOS app. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, Collider.com caught up with Jesse Eisenberg to chat with him about his new movie American Ultra, but also asked him about Batman v Superman and his thoughts on being part of such a highly anticipated movie. He said, "I've never been involved for something that is passed to this degree, whether it be something that someone says that has some tangential relation to the movie or the trailer images that are released. It was initially surprising, and fortunately the movie is really wonderful." While comic book fans feel lucky to be living in an era of so many superhero movies, there's a suggestion amongst critics that the plethora of comic book movies is leading to superhero fatigue. In an interview with Judeo during the press junket to promote The Man from U.N.C.L.E. in Brazil, Henry Cavill and his co-star Armie Hammer spoke about superhero fatigue, while also joking about how annoying Batman fans are.
So guys, what's more annoying for you to have to answer about Batman vs Superman in this junket, or you don't have to answer anything about this?
I think the most annoying thing is when people wear Batman t-shirts.
I hate Batman t-shirts. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you hate Batman?
Let me count the ways.
Yeah.
So this year, in 2015, we have Kingsman, Mission Impossible, we have Man from U.N.C.L.E., Spectre, but people still say that's the superhero fatigue.
Right.
You guys are doing spy movies.
Spy genre. And
spy genre,
there's a lot out
and people
yeah.
still complaining about superhero. What do you think about this?
That's an interesting question, actually. I think it's anything which is prevalent and on top, people are going to complain about.
Okay.
At the moment, superhero genre is the most prevalent sort of genre out there, despite the fact that the spy genre is so strong this year. But that's just the nature of it. I mean, I think it's one of those decade-long genres with the superhero thing, which is going to keep on going, and people will complain about it all the time, of course.
Yeah.
But there'll be the secondary genre each year will change, and this year happens to be spy.
Okay.
During an interview about his feature-length documentary The Death of Superman Lives What Happened, director Jon Schnepp let loose that he has heard that George Miller, who directed Mad Max Fury Road, is in line to direct a standalone Superman movie starring Henry Cavill.
Inclination as to who might direct the proper Man of Steel sequel?
Yeah, George Miller. He's
That would be amazing.
He's doing Man of Steel too.
Wow.
You seem so confident.
Yeah, you just said that so nonchalantly.
Yeah, I don't feel weird about breaking it. So it's like, yeah. Obviously Zack Snyder is doing Justice League 1 and 2. We already got James Wan doing Aquaman, Waterman. I think they should change the title.
Hey,
like
I love King of
Pick
Atlantis.
your battle, Schnepp. I don't know if you're winning that one.
I'm
going to fight it. I'm going to fight it.
I'm with you. King of Atlantis.
Yeah. It just sounds better, more powerful. But yeah, I think George Miller's a perfect choice to do Man of Steel 2. He's going to bring so much to it. Yeah, that's
Speaking of Jon Schnepp, a special screening of his documentary The Death of Superman Lives What Happened will be held with a panel at Long Beach Comic Con on Saturday, September 12th from 4 p.m. Tickets are available now through longbeachcomiccon.com. Lego DC Comics Superheroes Justice League Attack of the Legion of Doom is now available as a Blu-ray combo pack, DVD and via digital HD from Warner Bros. Home Entertainment. In this new clip released this week, the Justice League encounters the Legion of Doom for the first time. Order the LEGO Justice League Attack of the Legion of Doom animated movie from our online store now. While not officially a Superman movie, the Iron Giant is considered as such by many Superman fans, with the Man of Steel heavily inspiring the characters of the 1999 animated feature. And now, 16 years later, the Iron Giant is back in theatres for a very limited run. In what's dubbed the Iron Giant Signature Edition, the sci-fi comedy drama will be remastered and enhanced with 2 new scenes. It will be released through Fathom Events on September 30th, with an encore in select markets on October 4th. Locations and tickets are available through fathomevents.com. In TV news, Supergirl star Melissa Benoist told ET that she thinks fans are ready for more female superheroes as she prepares to fly high as the Maid of Might in the new TV series set to air on CBS.
What I love about it, though, is that it doesn't matter that she's a girl. You're going to remember for her triumphs and the way that you relate to her as a human being, what she struggles with.
Variety.com reported that Supergirl is flying ahead of other newly announced TV shows in terms of fan anticipation and engagement on social media platforms. According to Listen First's digital audience rating system for TV, Supergirl accumulated 15.5 million engagements on Facebook, Google+, Instagram, Tumblr, Wikipedia and YouTube in the 90 days after CBS announced the show in mid-May. CBS sent out an official press release for the pilot episode of Supergirl, which includes a description and full cast listing. It reads, after 12 years of keeping her powers a secret on Earth, Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, decides to finally embrace her superhuman abilities and be the hero she was always meant to be. On the series premiere of Supergirl, Monday, October 26 at 8:30 p.m. on the CBS television network. The series moves to its regular time period of 8 p.m. on Monday, November 2nd. CBS also released a new preview trailer for the pilot episode of Supergirl. With a more serious tone than previous videos, this trailer shows more of Supergirl, played by Melissa Benoist, as she rescues a crashing plane and focuses on her fight with a superpowered intergalactic criminal known as Vartox, played by Owain Yeoman. In comic book news, according to BleedingCool.com, Howard Porter is set to replace John Romita Jr. as the new ongoing artist on the Superman comic book title. The report states that Romita was offered a new project at DC Comics that was too hard to refuse. No official announcement has been made by DC Comics at this point in time. We'll keep you posted as this story develops. Comic books we reviewed this week included Superman Wonder Woman 20, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 3 out of 5. T.A. Hewitt reviewed Justice League number 43, giving it a 3 out of 5, saying the rating should have been higher and would have if not for the unforced errors and Superman. Doomed number 3 was reviewed by Adam DeChanel, who said, it's amazing a book like this is in print but Superman's extended family are not, and he rated this issue a 1 out of 5. Bizarro number 3 was reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said, it's the first story where the events weren't secondary to the humour and it's a pleasure to read, and he rated this issue a 4 out of 5. T.A. Hewitt also reviewed Injustice Year 4, Chapter 16, rating this chapter a 2 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from August 26th include Injustice Gods Among Us Year 4, Chapter 17 digital comic has been available since August 25th. Justice League Gods and Monsters number 3 print edition. Justice League 3001 number 3, which is available in a variant cover. Justice League of America number 3, which is available in a DC Bombshells cover and another variant cover. Superman number 43, which is also available in a DC Bombshells cover. Teen Titans number 11, which is also available in a DC Bombshells cover. DC Comics Bombshells Chapter 6 digital edition will be available August 29th. And Superman Batman Michael Turner Gallery Edition hardcover. The Superman and Justice League lanyards are ideal for ID badges, press passes or anything else you need to display around your neck. Get yourself this black Superman lanyard for $5.29. Or how about a Man of Steel Superman lanyard for just $5? These and other great Superman lanyards are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Sideshow Collectibles announced the upcoming release of their Supergirl Premium Art Print. To celebrate the announcement, SideshowToy.com streamed a live video as artist Stanley Lau created the print. You can watch the video back on our website now. And the Supergirl Premium Art Print will be available for pre-order in the near future. We'll keep you posted when that's available. Switch Press, the young adult imprint of Capstone, sent out an official press release this week announcing Lois Lane Double Down. Following the success of the first book in the series, Lois Lane Fallout, author Gwenda Bond returns with a new story of the adventures of a teenage Lois Lane as she begins to discover her passion for journalism and become the character loved by generations of fans. You can pre-order the Lois Lane Double Down novel from our online store ahead of its release on May 1st, 2016. Thanks to Jose Luis Garcia Lopez fans' Facebook page, images from the highly sought-after 1982 DC Comics Style Guide are now available online. While many of these images have been seen in some version or another over the years, the complete guide can now be seen in one place for the first time. Many consider Jose Luis Garcia Lopez one of the best DC Comics artists of all time, with his drawings of the DC superheroes and villains being used over and over again in merchandising even to this day. A long overdue update to the Superman homepage iOS app is now available. For those who haven't used it yet, the Superman homepage app brings you the latest news while also incorporating the weekly Speeding Bulletin videos, monthly Radio KAL podcasts, information about the website, and a contact page. You also have the ability to share news with your social networks. Download your free Superman homepage app from the App Store now. Episode 128 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available to listen to. In this month's podcast, Scotty and I discuss Michael Shannon's interesting Batman v Superman story, the Lex Luthor Martha Kent rumour, the George Miller rumour, Justice League Gods and Monsters, the death of Superman Lives What Happened, new characters and villains for Supergirl, our exclusive interview with John Romita Jr., the full description for Superman American Alien #1, all the latest Superman comic books, Gwenda Bond's second Lois Lane novel, and much more. Check it out at supermanhomepage.com/radio. The South Sydney Rabbitohs rugby league team in Australia, the team owned by Russell Crowe, ran out onto Allianz Stadium wearing a new 2015 Superman jersey Thursday night in their game against the Brisbane Broncos. Unfortunately, the Broncos came with kryptonite and defeated the reigning premiers convincingly. However, you can purchase your jersey through the Rabbitohs online megastore at rabbitohs.com.au. That's all the I should show it to you, shouldn't I? Hang on a sec. There it is now. And it says on the collar about your strength. The only way to know how strong is to keep testing your limits. So there you go. Let me pick up the microphone again. And that's all the Superman news there was for the week, August 21st to August 27th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Good to see you. So, a few days ago, we heard a rumor from somewhere that was unsubstantiated and unofficial and hasn't been talked about by WB out loud, that George Miller, who directed Mad Max Fury Road and all the earlier Mad Max films and some other stuff, and who was supposed to do the Justice League Mortal movie, was going to do the Man of Steel sequel. This came from the guy who did the documentary, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. He came out and said, oh yeah, George Miller's going to direct this Man of Steel too. And when I heard it, I was dubious, because why would some guy who really doesn't have any link to the actual film franchise come out and say that he knew this? And why would he know that? And who would tell him that? Maybe he's friends with George Miller. Maybe during the interview process for the documentary that he made, he heard someone say it or someone told him it. Although, I don't think that's something they're supposed to leak, and I don't know if that's something that anybody else would know either. They might have heard it somewhere. It might have been a rumor. Anyway, it still is a rumor, as I said, unsubstantiated. But then a couple of days later, we get the articles everywhere that say, Man of Steel sequel indefinitely on hold, which means it's really not going to be made, or there isn't going to be a George Miller sequel, or nothing has been said yet, and we kind of knew that already. It's kind of been a sticking point for those of us who love Superman, and those of us who really enjoyed Man of Steel, the idea that they immediately went to a Batman film as the sequel. It's not a true sequel. It's not a continuation of Man of Steel's story. Henry Cavill says this is an introduction to Batman. People are ruminating and rumoring that Batman's now going to be the center of the DC movie universe, which makes sense because he's the moneymaker, he's the cash cow, he's the one everybody loves, while Superman's kind of liked by some people, but not liked by most, and not that popular anymore. He was the big guy back in the day. He was the #1 guy. He should be given some respect, but if he's not a moneymaker, if he's not the one people want to see, I understand from a business standpoint that you got to go with somebody else. I don't think that necessarily means you give up on it. And you know, even Marvel, who has a giant successful film business, has some characters that are more popular than others. Iron Man makes billions and billions, and Captain America makes a little less, although the second Captain America did better. Thor makes a little less, although all the movies are doing pretty well. Ant-Man, who no one even really was looking for a movie about Ant-Man, was a giant success, a big box office success, although I also heard stories there saying that it didn't make the kind of money they wanted it to, but I don't even understand that. Didn't understand it with Man of Steel either. $700 million isn't enough. I know some movies are making $1 billion. I know the Avengers, but that's all the heroes together, and that's after 10 years of building a franchise with all of the superheroes. So, George Miller directing the movie could be kind of good. I mean, I guess I didn't see Fury Road. I don't think I've even seen a Mad Max movie. But, I mean, he's clearly experienced. He's been directing movies since the 70s. And I guess he does action really well, although car chases aren't really Superman's thing. The thing now that bothers me most is that other rumor that said that there's going to be a Ben Affleck trilogy of Batman movies, that it's going to center on Batman being the center of the DC film universe. And we're going to get Justice League and Justice League 2 from Zack Snyder, and we're getting Wonder Woman and Cyborg and Flash and Aquaman, I guess, and all these other heroes, but no Man of Steel sequel on the slate. So hearing the rumor that there was going to be one by George Miller, everybody started to get excited, although I didn't, because it hadn't been announced. Someone just said it. I could say that. Bruce Timm, who did the animated movies, is going to direct the new Man of Steel sequel, a live action. And then someone will say, oh, somebody said. No one will say me, because I only have 2 viewers. But the point is that anyone could say that seems to have a connection to the business, could say, this guy's going to be directing. We don't know if they're going to be, and now we hear it's on definite hold. Which it was anyway, because nothing had been announced. We knew there was some sort of a hold or some sort of a delay, or it wasn't happening at all. So it's not that surprising, but it is disappointing that they're going to go the Batman route again. I'm not saying Batman shouldn't have another trilogy, and I'm looking forward to seeing Ben Affleck's Batman, and I love the trailer for Batman v Superman. I'm still a little, I'm unsure on the idea. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but it looks like it could be pretty cool, and if it's written well and the characters are good, then it'll be good. So, I'm not saying stop the other heroes, but when Man of Steel was clearly a box office success, it made money, I don't see why you would put him on the back burner and make all these other heroes, and then, of course, Batman the center. But, we'll see what happens. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky. Do, 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 do. Instead of Kindle playing music the whole time I've done this. Da, 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 da.